In this quick tip, we're going to show you how you can make it so that your drawing shows the same liner thickness for each type. Currently, the way the thickness parameters work, if you've watched the tutorial on how to create liner, the thickness parameter is the distance between the edge of the duct and where the liner stops. Therefore, on the drawing, we would see a dashed line, if that was our selected line type, right along the mouse that we're moving here. And then you would have a 2-inch gap if the thickness was 2 inch. If the liner was 2.5 inches, you'd have a 2.5 inch gap if in fact you did put the parameters here. Now some customers prefer to have the preview for liner the same regardless of what line type they're using. For example, they might say that if we use a 1/2 inch acoustic liner, that's a little hard to spot on our plot. So you are capable of going into each liner type and putting the thickness you want. If you made the same thickness for each liner type, on the drawing you could have duct with 2-inch acoustic lining next to duct with a 1/2 inch acoustic lining, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. So this would be a decision you'd have to make as a draftsman. One thing we do want to point out in this quick tip though is if you have a weight report that is adding the sum of the liner weight, this thickness parameter is going to take part in that weight. Therefore, if you do want the weights to be correct on a weight report in Practicad, you would have to put in not only the proper density, but also the proper thickness. So the only time you might want to make the thickness the same across the board is if that's the way you'd like to preview it, and if you do not care about a weight report. That'll conclude this quick tip.